Hello, dear viewers. Thank you so much for joining me for your daily tarot reading. I ask you to choose the stone that draws you today, the one that resonates with your intuition, and we'll begin. All right, for those of you who chose the green aventurine, we have the Fool, the Hermit, and the Five of Cups. So you've got two major arcana. So this could be energy sort of overarching this time in your life. The Fool is a new beginning beckoning. That's the energy coming up within you. It can feel a little apprehensive, but it can also feel hopeful. It can feel like there's something new coming in some area of my life. That's a big deal. The Hermit, but right now it may be just a hunch. Right now it may be the energy beckoning, or you may know, but it might be a sort of a spiritual knowing, because the Hermit is there to kind of give you a message about it. It's someone you love from the other side, or source, or your higher self. It's giving you a message about this new beginning in a certain area of your life. So it might just be a hunch at this point. It might be a sort of knowing that something new is coming in. It can be something specific that you know in your conscious mind already what it is, but it's still something that feels deeply personal. It feels like it's between you and spirit, between you and source, you and your higher self. So even though there may be a disappointment recently, there may be something that didn't go as well as you would have liked, or something that makes you sad to look at. Sometimes these can be thoughts intruding from the past, a past disappointment. Even though there's something like that wants to draw your thoughts, I think this is clearly saying, no, no, no. Please go with these messages, because the energy that rises up in your spirit is accurate. It's trustworthy. And the Hermit, the message from that you may get, especially if you take a little time apart, time to yourself, meditate, check in with your spirit, that message is your new beginning, and that's important, and that's where the power is right now, not here. So I think the message is quite clear. You do have reason to believe there's going to be a new and hopeful beginning that will bring life-giving in some area of your life. And there's a message to trust that feeling. All right. Well, that's a good set of cards. For those of you who chose this lime green jade, we have two major arcana again. We have the Justice card, we have the Page of Cups, and we have the Empress. So the Justice card, there may have been something that hasn't been entirely fair to you. Sometimes that card comes up when people are thinking about social justice kinds of issues as well. But there may be a need for justice. There may be something that's out of balance. And this can also be with your daily life, day-to-day life. Maybe there's something that's been out of balance. And it's time for a new beginning, obviously. We have the Empress here. It's maybe overtime for a new beginning, right? You feel like there's been something in your reality that hasn't been balanced, that maybe hasn't been fair, and it's overtime, time due for a new beginning. Something new and life-giving to come in. The Page of Cups is a really lovely card. It's like a little bit of good news. This reading itself may be the little bit of good news. Like you're getting a feeling like something can be changeable there. Something can be changed in an area of your life that's out of balance, or not quite fair, not quite equal. There can be something that's coming in. Now, she also holds the Sword of Truth. That's sort of like the Ace of Swords, Spirit giving you a revelation, an epiphany. So the means by which justice comes in may have to do with you having a revelation or an epiphany, a clarity, a sudden clarity. Maybe help with planning, like, okay, I have to make a plan for this. I can do this. Sometimes we put up with things that are out of balance and not fair in our lives because it's just been that way so long, or we feel there have been many times we've decided not to address it, or not to make waves, or not to tackle a big change. There may be a time coming in your life when it's the time to do that, though. When it's time to have a new idea, a new plan. You may be speaking with that sword. So I feel like there's really something good coming in. It might need your help to birth it, though. See, the Empress comes in when we're pregnant with a new possibility. But you know, sometimes that Empress energy can be over us for quite a while, and we just haven't been willing to see it birthed in our new beginning. Maybe we're worried about a number of things. But I think Spirit is saying there's going to be a little bit of good news helping you, a new understanding, a new revelation helping you to bring a new beginning into your life that's life-giving and good and necessary. So these are wonderful cards. They're wonderful cards. A lot of powerful spiritual energy then over your life right now. Sometimes it's a matter of believing the good news. For those of you who chose the banded stone, the green banded stone, we have the Sun. We have the Emperor. We have the Two of Coins. You also get 2 major arcana. My goodness, is this a major arcana kind of day or week or what? So the Sun is sometimes a moment of joy. It really is Spirit saying, favor shines upon you. Approval shines upon you. There's love, there's joy, there's the encouragement to see things with a more childlike and carefree attitude, definitely. It's sort of like if we knew how much Spirit loved us and how we were eternal beings and how we are perfect just as we are. If we knew these things, we would have joy all the time. But there may be a moment today or around this time when you do feel that, and you can embrace the imperfections of this human existence and our human selves. You can embrace that as exactly as it should be, because this is a learning field. And we are eternal beings, and we are part of Source itself. You know, we are worthy of love. We are worthy of joy. We are worthy of help from the other side, and we can trust that. So there may be a time where you are feeling this. And the Emperor is sort of this take charge kind of energy too. It's sort of this, I just feel like there's a lot of clarity in this reading, and the bright light of the Sun can bring that. It's sort of this clarity of, well, if I do this, I'll get that. If I do that, I'll get the other thing. I do have the power to make my day different. I have the power to make my week different. There are some things that I would like to see change that I have not yet been willing to change, but there's maybe for good reason. Maybe it hasn't been the right time. But the point is, I am in charge. I do have power in my life, if only in the way I view things. And so that feeling can be coming through. You're very powerful at balancing. The Two of Coins is meaning you are the nimble juggler. You know, I feel so much of the time we feel less powerful than we are, because we experience things happening to us as if we haven't had a choice in them. But a lot of times, not everything. Some things I feel like just come in, you know. And maybe there was a choice in our contract, or, you know, from before we came here. But there are many things that we actually make a decision for. And sometimes there's a lot of freedom in seeing that clearly and being able to say, yes, this is hard, but yes, I've decided this is better than the alternative. I've decided I would rather do this because of those I love. I've decided, yes, I've been willing to accept this issue because this is, my work is something that brings meaning and purpose to my life. You know, there's a lot of things we do have choice in. The Emperor can see that most clearly of all. So I think that energy is coming in for you. See very clearly how some of the things you deal with on a day-to-day basis have been about choices you've made, and some of it you're okay with and you can be pleased with and happier with yourself about, and some of it you're looking at and you're saying, you know, but has my choice changed? Has my opinion about this changed? Has the situation changed? And you feel empowered today to do something about it, because look at you. You are capable. You're managing to balance your sources of security. I don't think you need to worry about it. A lot of times the Two of Coins suggests it feels challenging or worrisome, but I don't think you need to, because this is saying you're very capable. No matter what waves are in the background, you do your dance, you balance things out, you're very capable. I think new clarity and allowing some more sunshine into your life is around the corner. That's what I think. Yes. And maybe there is a decision that needs to be made. And maybe it's not a major one. You know, you don't get the judgment card. Maybe it's little things, but maybe it's a bunch of little things. But I think there's some real sense of empowerment coming in. For those of you who chose this brown stone, this orangish brown stone, we have the King of Cups, we have the Seven of Wands, and the Ten of Coins. So these are minor arcana. So maybe not a huge decision-making day for you, but these are nice cards. You're standing your ground. You may find something challenging. You may feel sometimes like there are many things coming at you, whether those are goals. Wands can be goals or priorities, things, you know, or things other people think you should be doing. Sometimes it's that. Sometimes it feels like challenges. Other people have their agenda, you know, their goals, and they're bringing them at you. But you stand your ground. You hang tight to your main priority in life, your main guiding principle in this day. And this day, you only need to choose one, right? We don't need to do everything at once. And you stand your ground. And you do it looking calm. No matter what's going on inside, you do it looking calm. And certainly you ride out whatever turbulence there is, because you know how to do that. You've got maturity in that. You've developed your ability to understand your emotions and to understand what's needed right now. Sometimes we get used to that. You know, we forget how far we've come in that. We forget that maybe 10 years ago we wouldn't have understood as much as we understand today. So you make it look easy, even though it may be challenging. And you have also built up some security in your life, whether that's health or wealth or stability or relationships or family. You've built up some security. I see a lot of competency, a lot of capability, a lot of emotional maturity here. So even though a situation may be sort of challenging, you are doing beautifully with it. And you know to allow yourself time to recuperate, to renew your emotional resources. You know that that's what has helped you create stability, and maybe even a wealth of stability here. You know that what works for you, and how wonderful to be at a place in your life when you do know. You may not always feel like it, but this card is telling me you've gained a lot more wisdom that can help you ride out the waves than you understand, than you give yourself credit for. So this is a very positive reading. I hope you have a terrific day. You all take care, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.